Hey everybody, welcome to KJI News. I'm Carson.
I'm Riley.
And today we have an awesome interview from Lennon about our upcoming musical. So, kick it to that.
This is an interview for the musical Matilda. We have a bunch of great guests here today, starting with two of our leads, Aubrey and Josh. So, Aubrey and Josh, tell the audience a bit about you, your character, and then the musical itself.
Okay, obviously my name is Aubrey. I'm a junior, and I play Mrs. Wormwood. That is Matilda's mom. She's a narcissist, money-obsessed, salsa dancing obsessed woman who cares more about dancing with her Italian dance partner than her kid and her husband and her other kid. And that money kind of drives her throughout this entire show. And then I don't know what else you asked.
The musical itself. So, what's the musical about?
It follows Matilda. Do you want to answer this one, actually? Go for it!
All right. Okay, so the musical is about a little girl named Matilda, and she has two awful parents, Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood.
Slay.
They are the worst, and we wish that she was born a boy. And so she has a terrible home life, but she has a love for reading and is very talented in reading. And her teacher picks up on that, and her teacher picks up on that, so...
Matilda's about a little girl who uses her voice to stand up.
There you go.
That's cool.
She
There you
uses her
go.
voice to stand up against what she considers is not right. About a little girl who stands up for herself and what she believes in and what she technically doesn't think is right. And that is us, her parents, because we suck. We're not nice to her, and the horrible, mean, awful principal of the school she goes to, Agatha Trunchbull. And basically, that's exactly why I think that this show is so important and why I think people should come and see it, is because it's so relevant to society right now. Kids should be able to use their voice without fear of invalidation. We should be able to stand up for what we believe in and be taken seriously because we have things to say and they're just as important as anything else. And I think that's exactly why you should come see the show. Theater you come to experience and feel, and that's what better message to feel than that.
Awesome. Josh, you want to tell us a bit about yourself and your character?
Sure. My name is Josh Craig. I'm a senior. I play Mr. Wormwood. We are married. I am Matilda's father. I am a greasy and horrible car salesman.
Amen.
And we want to get rich.
I love money.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What's the rehearsal process like?
The rehearsal process is there's a lot of components that go into making a musical get on its feet. So it starts way back in November is when we started doing this. And basically we just started with music rehearsal. That's the first thing, and then we moved into blocking rehearsal, which is like movement and stuff. So Mrs. Burton directed us through that, and then we kind of added choreo in throughout that, and now we're kind of all bringing it together. And something that's really cool about a musical is the orchestra. We're blessed here at Choctaw High School. We get a live, in-person orchestra, and that's honestly the best feeling, is feeling the stage, just the vibrations from the music as you're performing. It's so incredible. And so we just added them in not long ago. So it's all becoming this beautiful cake, as we like to call it. It's hard work. Like, don't brush that aside. It's hard work. It takes a lot of dedication because we do a lot of things at once.
Oh yeah. It's very hard and strenuous, but at the end of the day, when the show comes together and we put what Choctaw puts up on that stage, it's so worth it.
Oh yeah, the shows are great. So what do y'all do? Y'all have very difficult characters. Their characters are not real people in the sense that they're annoying people. And so what do you do as two like genuinely decent people go to get into like a really crappy character?
Well, I think, at least from my point of view, I like to look at all of the crappy people around me and kind of use them as motivation per se. And I don't know, it's fun. It's fun when you're one thing getting to play the total opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just a very, very cool experience.
Something that I do, we all do this actually, is it comes from character study of understanding why the person is the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes from creating whatever their backstory is, just like us. Like, you as people have a story of a reason you think what you think, you believe what you believe, and you act how you act. And so you do exactly that with your character. So like Mrs. Wormwood, I had to go all the way back to her childhood. What makes her this horrible person? Because the audience understands that, but to play that, you have to understand the meaning and where it came from. And so she was bullied growing up. Her parents were a lot like us. They wanted money. They were travel agents, and you just kind of have to start there, and you have to fill in the blanks that the audience per se doesn't really get to see, and just it comes from understanding the little things so that you're able to portray your character.
What's anything else that you want the people watching to know about the musical, whether it can be anything from like your favorite part of the musical or like something that you think is really cool when you rehearse, or just anything that you want to share?
I end up with a really cool hair color. That's all I'm gonna say.
And you guys, the amount of effort that has gone into this set that we have on that stage is insane. The set, the lighting, it's just like, I geek out over that stuff because I'm a nerd and I'm proud of it. So thank you so much. But it's the set, y'all. It looks awesome, and you should see these little kids that are in our district that are so talented. You should come and see them. They are not even in middle school yet, and they are phenomenal.
Amazing.
They're phenomenal. Their dance moves, their singing, their acting. Mrs. Burton has directed the youth into a beautiful masterpiece of Matilda the musical. So I think that you should come and see it because it's a #slay.
Okay, thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. On to sports.
What's up, everyone? We're here for some sports. I'm Jack.
I'm Tyler. You want to start with basketball?
Yeah. Last Friday night, both teams played Middle City for homecoming. Girls won 50-37.
When the boys played, they also won with a score of 68-46.
Both teams play again tonight in the senior night games against Putnam City.
Those games will be streamed on Yellow Jacket TV. So if you can't make it to the games, be sure to check in and tune in to KJI.
All right. What about some wrestling?
Wrestling?
Yep. They're currently ranked 7th in their class with a record of 8-0 and have regionals today.
Well, I think that's all we have for this week.
Yep. We'll see you next week, Yellow Jackets.
Awesome. Okay, so our next two guests are McKinley and Campbell.
Hi.
So tell us a bit about y'all, of course, and then a bit about like your roles in the musical and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm McKinley. I'm a junior, and I am a part of the Big Kid Ensemble in the show, and I'm also Mrs. Wormwood's understudy. So understudying is really cool. You get to, it's kind of just being the backup for the role that you're understudying for. You get to study all their blocking, you get to know all their dances, and then if there's a chance that they're like sick or something, you get to go on. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Campbell. I'm a freshman and I'm part of the Big Kid Ensemble. And that's pretty fun.
Awesome. Cool. What do y'all do to get ready to get into character, kind of prepare, hype yourself up? Just audiences are huge. It's a crazy environment. What do you do to get ready for that?
Before a show, I love listening to music while I'm getting ready. And so I find it really fun to like make playlists that are kind of tweaked towards my character, or like different songs that I feel represent the show or the character or things like that. I love, listening to music and just also talking in our accents, because this show does involve a British accent, so that's really fun.
Can you give us an example of that?
I mean, we just talk like this, and we have a lot of fun with it. I like talking in British accents.
This is very fun. I kind of like McKinley said, I listen to music to like hype myself up for the show. Also, word of advice, Revolting Children is a really good hype up song. Shameless plug, I don't know. I listen to music to like hype myself up. I talk in the British accent. It really annoys my sister, and it's really fun.
I can imagine. And then why should the people watching see the show?
Because why not? This show it's a super fun, kind of kooky. It's very different from other musicals, just in its style and in its music and all the things. It's a beautiful story, and like what Aubrey Hogue said, it's very relevant, and I feel like everyone, no matter their age or who they are, can relate to this story in some way.
Awesome. Anything you want to add, Campbell?
We put in a lot of work, and we're gonna do really good. Come see it.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much. Awesome. Okay, so our last but not least guests of the day, Jackson and Isaiah. So we'll do the same thing. Tell us a bit about yourselves and then your roles in the musical.
Want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Jackson. I'm a junior. I was the monster in our one act. I have a small role in the musical. I'm one of the henchmen at the very end, and then I'm Big Kids Ensemble, and I'm also a small role halfway in the middle. I just do a lot of the minor roles and stuff, making the show come together.
I'm Isaiah Lewis. I'm a senior. This was my first time being back into any type of theater.
Okay.
I'm a Big Kid Ensemble, and I gotta say, it's just actually really fun, man.
Awesome. Cool. What's something that the audience may not know about the process of musical that you think they should know?
Oh man, it can really get confusing. There's a lot of components into it, from putting together music to getting tones right, who's bass, who's tenor, alto, soprano. Choreo can be like one of the most difficult things of a musical, because there's a lot of people who just aren't on beats.
I can't dance.
But eventually there are people who will just like snap and then realize, wow, this is so easy. We can do this, and it'll all just come together and just be like something amazing.
Okay, Jackson.
I don't think a lot of people realize how much work like specifically Choctaw Drama puts into our productions.
Oh, yeah.
So to start, it's a 3-month rehearsal process.
Mm-hmm.
We got our music really early. We learned that over like Christmas break. And then from there on out, it's been like rehearsals every day for like 3 hours, and that's on top of school and on top of a bunch of the kids are in competitive drama, which
Mm-hmm.
is our drama class we put on our one act in our spring show every year. But we have to deal with competitions alongside the musical, so it's a lot of really late nights. We started question mark nights, and for y'all who don't know, question mark nights, we basically go from 4 to like whenever Burton tells us to stop, where the little kids are falling over basically. So it's just hours of being in the zone and, you know, trying to get this beautiful show to come together.
Right.
Awesome. That's intense. And then what's something that y'all do to hype yourselves up?
Me personally, as I am in most of the choreo for the musical, I start dancing. The dancing is great, it's fun, you can feel it. I mean, even if you're not participating, there's this one musical number that I will not tell you about, because you gotta be there to see it and feel it. You'll really get out of your seat, you'll be clapping with us. It's great, I swear.
Awesome.
Anything.
That's great.
I listen to a lot of music, a lot of different genres too, but I think what most kind of gets me like in the zone for it is there's just a certain energy that comes with performing live theater. Like you're there with your buddies and you're putting on like costumes and you're listening to the music and you're getting ready to hype yourself up, because you got to put full on energy out for like the next 2 hours, and you get this like sort of like rush of anxiety and adrenaline, and it's really intoxicating. It's a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And then, why should the viewers see the musical?
Oh man, we really tried really hard on this, and despite how we all may feel about it, it really is going to be great. I can tell you with full confidence, this show will be the best this year. But everything out now is just so bad, and this might be the only good show that will be just groundbreaking, especially in Oklahoma.
Okay, that's a really like high up there statement. I'm excited to see if it holds up. I'm sure it will though. Jackson?
I feel like a lot of the times the arts go underappreciated. So, like, it takes a lot of money and a lot of effort to put in these productions, and for a lot of people, this is a really good environment to like get started in. Theater can branch out into public speaking. It can branch out into leadership. It can branch out into, you know, doing lights and sound for other productions, whether it be music or whether it be like other stage productions. So like you're kind of investing in our youth, in our society as a whole when you come and watch it, and it's a fun night out. So, it's worth coming in my opinion.
Awesome. And then, when is the musical?
We open February 24th.
Yes.
And then we have a couple of performances, and then we run until I think the 10th. But we will have posters up in the hallways, so if you're interested, check them out.
Awesome.
We'll be posted everywhere.
Are tickets, can you purchase those online, in person, both? How does that work for anyone who wants to purchase a
online, in person. Check the flyers for more details. They'll be posted everywhere. I'm sure you guys can probably link them in your description or whatever you're doing.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Yeah! Slay!
That's all for now. See you next week.